The following program is for adult audiences only.
This is
Eric and Gord. What if we're right?
Live right now.
Are you ready?
Find and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
Find and like us on Facebook. Hi there. Happy Sunday. It's April the 5th, 2020. I'm Eric, talking at you as always from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where I'm a super genius. That's it. That's my intro. I am a super genius. Hi, world. Thanks for joining us on a Sunday, a rare Sunday appearance. As we try to work out our schedules, we decided it had been too long because we missed Thursday, so we wanted to talk to you on Sunday, and we have the executive power to do that. Just before I say hi to Gord, I got to say hi to Mike and the boys at Pit Lane Parlay, the #1 racing and IndyCar podcast on the internet today. You can follow them at pitlaneparlay.com or Apple Podcasts. That's where you can also follow us. And while you're there, well, let's check that little 5-star button for us. We would appreciate it. That's it. I'll say hi to someone else later. Hey, Gord, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing, buddy?
Not bad. Thanks for joining me on a Sunday. This feels good. I was starting to miss it.
Cool. Glad I could. Yeah, I've just been suffering through fucking Eric and Gord withdrawal, so.
Yeah, me too. Hey, if you guys at home are going through Eric and Gord withdrawal, you can satiate that by checking out our brand new website, ericandgord.live. It is skookum. It's a lot better than our old one. And I like it a lot, and you will too. Go check it out. Send us a note. Tell me what you think. The first 5 people who say they went to our site. Oh, sorry, it's 4 because someone already did. The next 4 emails I get that say, hey, I went to your site and it was great, or hey, I went to your site and it was a piece of shit. I don't care, whatever you say. You're going to get a awesome Eric and Gord postcard from me. And one of very, very few Eric and Gord limited edition pens. You're going to get both of those things just as a thank you for checking out ericandgord.live. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
very
a
nice.
little awesome promotion. Someone already did that. One person did it already. I got an email at ishouldgetapen@gmail.com.
Oh, sweet.
From someone who says, I want a pen, I want a pen. That's all it said. And I thought that's good enough for me.
Nope, that'll work.
That's all it takes to get the pen. You guys want this pen, trust me. The guy who made the pen sent me an email talking about how great the pen is. He's like, this is a fantastic pen. You outdid yourself ordering this. I never even thought to make something this awesome until you ordered it. Basically what he said. I'm paraphrasing. But what's going on in the world, Gord? How's your weekend, buddy?
Well, sitting here in Ontario, stuck indoors. I get to go out for, walks and groceries. Last night I popped out and went to, I'm like, well, I wanted some munchies, and I needed to get, I figured, well, fuck, I'm out, I'll top up the gas tank, take the car through the car wash, just fuck it, why not? And so go up to the gas station. There was a cop filling up about 3 pumps over. I fill up, I go inside, grab what I wanted, pay for that, and I'm coming out, and the cop rolls up next to me. He goes, hey. I said, hey, man, how you doing? He goes, good. He goes, what are you doing out here? And I look and I go, what were you doing out here? He goes, well, I was getting gas. I'm like, well then. And I just started walking away. And he goes, well, hang on. And I turn around, I go, what? He goes, why are you out? I thought we just answered that question. He says, well, yeah. He says, but, you're not supposed to be leaving your house. Yeah. I had to get gas. And I wanted some munchies. So I'm here to get gas and munchies. And I just stared at him, and we just had to stare off for about 10 seconds. I'm like, can I get in my car? Because I don't feel like sitting here talking to you anymore. And he goes,
really?
yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. I'm like, thanks, dick. You're stopping me and asking me what I'm doing. You just watch me fill my car up with gas? Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Why are you out? Well, I'll tell you, it's the weirdest thing. I started walking toward my door, and the rest kind of just took care of itself.
Right? Oh my God, I don't know. Where am I right now?
If my house was bigger, I'd still be in it.
It's just a very strange, weird interaction. Yeah, it's just strange. There's just no getting around it. The world's gone fucky.
Well,
And
the cops have such a tenuous position right now because it's not a law. Like they can't force you to stay home. They can't say like, hey, you have to get back in your house. No, I don't. That's not a law. It's a courtesy we're extending to each other, but you can't make me get back into my house. Sorry.
I'm just getting gas, dude. That's all I'm doing.
Well, you're not supposed to be out.
Walk away from me.
You don't need gas because you're not supposed to be out. Well, then you don't need gas because if nobody's out, you're not catching criminals. So fucking get out of here, too. What do you have to do if nobody's out? Nothing. You're useless. If nobody's out, cops are not an essential service.
It's just...
Do the math.
Oh, God.
This whole thing's getting ridiculous. It's only going to get more ridiculous as people start getting complacent with it. On the other hand, it's going to change a lot of social paradigms. I guarantee the 6 foot thing's going to stick, and I have no problem with that. I'm an arm's length guy anyway. The 6 foot rule doesn't bug me at all. The stay at home thing's bullshit. I'm not doing that. Plus, I just did that. I just self quarantined since January 10th. I left this house to get beer.
You were ahead of the curve.
I left only to get beer across the street, and I went to a friend's house maybe 3 times in the last 3 months. I only put on pants, I think, probably 8 times. I'm fine. I'm way ahead of all of you. Speaking of stuff that's stupid, I had to take Food Safe this weekend. I don't know if you guys do Food Safe in Ontario.
No, that's your own thing.
It's a workers' compensation mandatory course that all people who handle food in BC have to take. So servers, kitchen people, and grocers. And since I now oversee part of a grocery, grocery is part of what I oversee, I had to take the fucking thing. And I gotta say, that is not a good use of our money.
No.
If you can't figure out that you gotta wash your hands after you pee, you should not be working anywhere, let alone around food. And that's basically it. Wash your hands and make sure food's cooked before you serve it. And they just repeat the same fucking thing for I don't know. It's an 8-hour course online. It still took 8 hours. Yeah, if you can't figure it out in the first 2 hours, you should not be applying for a job. You should be being fitted for a helmet. Anyway, stupid waste of time.
Oh, Jesus.
It was a lot of fun. My new job's
no
great.
doubt.
Love working.
Love your new job.
Actually, it feels good. It's nice to get to go and do stuff. Plus, I'm the guy with the clipboard. It's awesome. I don't actually have to help anybody. I just walk around with something looking really important.
Which is, again, it's always fun.
Or you just grab it. Where I work, you can just grab something off the shelf and then look like you're trying to give it to somebody. Where's my customer? I don't know. I'll be right with you. I got to find my customer. You can keep that shit up for 3 hours. I wouldn't, but you could. If you were a worse employee than me,
God,
that would never cross my mind. But it's the first time in a long time that I've worked in retail, on the floor. I'm usually the guy in the back. But not this time. Oh, the world doesn't know my story. I'll tell you my story. I tried to be the guy in the back on Friday. I was hanging out in the back doing some paperwork, and I got paged up to the front. Urgent. Eric, to the front. Eric, to the front. I go running up. I thought it was like a shoplifter or something cool. Nope. Global News was there, and they needed someone hot to stand in the doorway and greet customers. So they took our lovely greeter, who's a 70-year-old, mentally challenged. They're not challenged anymore, are they? They're mentally gifted. I don't know what the term is now. Anyway, they took her away from the front of the door, and they put me there. So that Global News could film me greeting customers. And then once Global News left, they put her back in her job. I don't know if they even told her why she was leaving. They're probably just like, you got to go in the back. Fine, whatever. There's pudding back there. Go.
Yeah, I don't think she cared.
She doesn't know. She's happy. She's a happy lady. She's very good at her job. They just didn't want her on the news.
Just didn't want her on the news, that's all.
And I'm fine with that. So, they wanted me on the news greeting the customer. Hi, welcome to Walmart. They laughed at my bad jokes. I was sanitizing carts for people.
Yeah.
Getting them all clean and then hand them a new cart. And we've got arrows on the floor now. You're only allowed to walk in one direction. You got to follow the arrows.
Oh, really?
I'm like, here's your new clean cart. I'm like, you see those arrows on the floor? You go, yep. I go, those are electronic. If you don't follow them, the wheels lock up. Have a good day.
Oh, that's so good.
I don't know how many people figured it. Just like halfway, 20 minutes into their shopping trip, they're like, he fucking lied.
When I was living in BC, they opened up a Loblaws just down the street from me, and I went down there to get groceries, and I just realized I grabbed way more than I could physically carry to get home, and I only had to go like 4 blocks. But
you tried to take
still,
a
four
Loblaws
blocks. Well, no. What I did was, because I saw that they had the warning to say on, if you go past this line, the wheels will lock up. So I walked up to the manager. Just happened to be standing there because again, it's just the place just opened. And so the manager's there on hand. So I said, hey, can I ask you a question? He's like, sure. I'm like, so I just told him, look, like I live like right around the corner. Is there a cart I could borrow that I could take home? He goes, just take that one. Just make sure you bring it back tonight. I'm like, no, the wheels will lock up. He goes, yeah, no, they won't. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, no, that's just there as a warning. All those little lines that we put all over the place is just there to scare you. It's actually not there to stop you from doing anything.
That's all
he goes,
it takes.
Do you see any mechanism on this cart whatsoever? I'm like, there's no mechanism on the cart. He goes, yeah, no, exactly. I'm like, wicked. I said, all right, I'll be back in like fucking about half hour, 45 minutes. He goes, yeah, no worries.
That's
so
exactly.
I did. So I came back and I brought So I brought the trolley cart back, and as soon as I came back, he's like, hey, he says, you brought it back. I'm like, well, you explained the scenario. Of course I did.
That is, that's such an indictment of what's going on right now with people and this whole goddamn social distancing thing. That's our brain. That's our human brain. We are just, we're wired. See, the thing that people don't get is our brain was designed to live in the African Sahara 65,000 years ago. Our brain is not meant to deal with the shit that we deal with and the sensory input that we have. We're never supposed to get this much information. Our brain was made for when we came out of monkeys. It hasn't developed anymore since we evolved. And we're wired to, as soon as something scares us, we go back into that primal thing where it's just fucking survive. Because you got to survive to fucking spread your seed, right? That's all our brain is thinking. It's not thinking all the shit we're thinking. So when you see scary tape on the floor, it triggers that. And your brain instantly goes into fear. So that shit works. Dummy cameras. You put money on a countertop, no one will fucking take it because they assume they're being watched.
Yeah, it's a setup.
It's that kind of mentality. That's how we think. That's why shit, and that's why when the news goes, fucking Anderson Cooper has COVID, so it could happen to any of us. Well, no. He lives in downtown fucking New York, the city that's being hit worse than anywhere on the planet. Of course he's got it, but no, statistically it couldn't happen to any one of us. But that's how this news cycle works, and it fucking gets us every time. And that's how they're still pounding it in. Oh, stay home. It could happen to anyone. Look, it happened to 3 people in New York. Oh, okay. How many people live there? Oh, yeah, 8 million? We're fine. But that's how
More
it
than
works.
fine.
That's how lines on the floor work. Because we go, oh, we just get scared and we go, that must work. Why would they make that up? Why would they go to all the effort of putting that sign there if it didn't work? Obviously it worked. It doesn't fucking work.
Nope.
Brilliant.
They didn't just put a sign up. They put shit on the floors. They put.
They know.
They went all out.
There is nothing more nefarious, and I know from years of experience, like the amount of psychology that goes into retail and the amount of manipulation that is used to from lines on the floor to the like scents in the air to the way your eyes are directed by the fucking eyes on the cereal box and shit. It is evil shit. Brilliant, but evil.
It's crazy. There's no getting around it.
I always assumed those cards worked. Actually, I never thought to try it out myself.
Yep. No, took it home. No problem.
Well, I guarantee just because now you've told me this.
Grocery shopping.
I guarantee since you've told me this that they've changed that now. And when I go to try it, it's just going to lock up and fucking sack myself, and I'm going to look like an idiot.
And then you'll get electrocuted to boot.
I just have a shopping cart wedged in my left nut, stuck under that baby seat. And I'm just like, Gord said it didn't work, but it worked. Ouch, my balls.
My balls hurt.
And that's what I'm going to call Saturday.
So there's very little news to talk about that isn't coronavirus related, but there are a couple of things. One of the first things is that's been getting huge news around right now. There's 2 things relating to the same topic. The first one is that Trump had ordered 3M, that is in the U.S., that is making the N95 respirator masks. He's ordered them to not ship their stuff to Mexico or Canada, to only supply the U.S. under the Korean wartime law that he has access to, he is able to do. Now, of course, Canadians are up in arms saying, well, not only is this bullshit, but what Trump hasn't thought of, which are kind of a few factors, one being the fact that Canada has sent over 1,000 nurses over to work in Michigan. If we pull them back, Michigan's fucked.
Yep.
And we could certainly use the nurses up here. So there's that. And the fact that the pulp mill that produces the pulp they use to make those masks is in Canada. So all we got to do is just stop producing the pulp for them, and then we'll get any more masks. So it's a bit of a stupid thing.
I also heard
now,
another thing that I just heard offside of that is we don't get a lot of our masks from 3M anyway. We
the
have
bulk
other
of everybody
suppliers.
gets everything from China.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't always make me feel like super secure. Wait a minute. We got the virus from them. We're getting all our safety equipment from them. I don't know how this works well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All the testing kits, everything that there is about this virus that will help combat it, all comes from the country that created it.
It makes sense, but it sucks.
Yeah. So it's a little fucked. So on that, now keep in mind also with that, Trump also diverted a plane full of supplies that was going from Japan to, I believe it was Germany. I can't remember specifically what country it was going to. But it was full of I believe it was full of medical supplies going to wherever, and Trump diverted the whole plane to land in the U.S. so they could get a hold of the supplies. This actually happened. The president of said country lost his shit and said, "This is fucking piracy. You can't do this. You had no right to take all that." And so it's just 2 of the things that Trump's done to look out for America as number one. Now, a buddy of mine had posted a link online about the 3M thing. And this jerk off, and I'm going to call him out because fuck him, the guy's a douchebag. His name is Jim O'Neill. Jim, you're a fucking moron. He starts his out by saying, typical leftist news sort, what the journalist in quotes fails to mention is that the U.S. is desperately short on masks and ventilators, and 3M is shipping their high-quality products out of the U.S. at top dollar and bringing in shitty Chinese products for the U.S. Americans. I mean, there's so much wrong with that statement on its own anyways. But, one of my buddies initially, the guy who made the post, he gets into it with him just saying, we fought 2 world wars together. When 9/11 happened, we took in thousands of your people. We did all this on order. We didn't ask for anything back. We didn't ask for, money back for taking care of all your citizens. That's just what we did because we're supposed to be partners. We're supposed to be equals in this thing, and you guys are fucking us. So go fuck yourselves, basically.
Yeah.
So this guy goes back and forth, and he goes on, and one of the things that he said, he claimed that this guy, Jim O'Neill, he had actually claimed that the big problem is that 3M was selling to other – the reason 3M was not – or 3M is not sending stuff to states in the U.S., because they're going to the highest bidder outside of the country. Right? This is what this guy claimed. All right. So he goes on about this thing. He says, I said to him, can you provide any proof of your claim that 3M is greedy? You've talked a lot of shit but provided zero evidence. Please provide some form of proof. So he messaged me back afterwards, but an hour later, and he says, do your own homework. I'm not your mommy. So
fair.
Right away, fair enough, but still, fuck you. You're asking everybody else to cite shit, and then when somebody asks you to cite it, you won't fucking do it. You're a prick. So I did. I went out and I fucking found it, and I found the only news source available on the internet that corroborated with part of what he said. It was from Fox News. And the whole thing was in Florida because the governor of Florida was complaining to 3M saying, well, I want to get some masks. And 3M is like, fuck you. We don't have any to give you. We've got all these orders that everybody else has paid for and ordered and paid for that we're trying to make to ship out before any new orders can be made, taken, and then supplied to.
Yeah.
So you're not getting any of our masks. So none of this has anything to do with price gouging. None of this has anything to do with going to the highest bidder. None of this has anything to do with them saying, we have the stockpile, but we're just not giving it to you. So there's 3 major points right then and there that proves this guy's a fucking idiot. So I pointed this out to him. And my actual reply was, because he goes, do your own homework. I said I did. The only thing I found that was through Fox News, and it was the governor of Florida making the claims. Few issues with this. Number one, fuck that idiot for not taking this seriously earlier. Well, true enough, right? Florida is so far behind on everything they're doing in containment to this virus, and, well, fuck them. Nowhere, anywhere in the article was it stated that anything went to the highest bidder. And then 3, they were dealing with everyone else that had the brains to begin ordering before this moron running Florida did. Since scouring the internet and this being the only source of your claim and you not willing to prove your source, I can only assume that this is your source. This proves beyond a reasonable doubt, sir, or this proves beyond a reasonable doubt that you, sir, are an idiot. You see one thing and make your own conclusions. In other words, fake news. Well done. His response back. What a pervasive argument. Remember to call Fox News faux news. Keep in mind, I didn't knock the news source anywhere. All I said was where I found it. Right?
Yep.
He goes, it will impress your fellow lefties. You didn't scour for more than 30 seconds, which is a typical attention span of someone of your intelligence. One day, with the help of someone who has a clue, you can dislodge your head from your arse and learn to research. Good day. So, doesn't disprove anything I say, has no argument back for anything, and still refuses to cite any form of an argument or any form of a source to say where he got his news source from. Tell me again that I'm fucking wrong.
That's how the internet works.
Mm-hmm.
That's internet chit chat. It's just fucking trolls arguing with trolls. You're never gonna win. Like you don't win these fights. You just walk away feeling dirtier than when you began them. It's guys like that. They're like they spend their this social distancing thing is perfect for these kind of guys because they just love the idea of sitting at home and just being shitty on the internet all day. They used to have to take a break to go to work. Now they don't have to. They get to do this to people all day long.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But yeah, I just love the response there. What a pervasive argument.
Here's the problem with the whole Trump diverting the plane thing. And okay, we'll do a little role playing today because we have no news. So you be the guy from the country that's mad who the plane was meant for, and I'll be Trump.
Yep.
I'll be like, hello.
Okay,
hey,
you ready?
Hey, this is the Donald. What do you need?
I want my goddamn masks. Why would you take my mask from me?
Because I can.
But you can't. That is literally piracy. You are literally breaking international law by taking it.
So do something about it.
I can't because all of our court systems are closed because of the virus.
Yeah, all right. So good talk. Bye.
You're a dick.
That's the problem with Trump. It doesn't matter. What are you going to do? You're going to attack America? He knows. Trump knows what's up. He's like, what? Yeah, I took your plane. Do something. What are you going
to do about it? Yeah.
You're going to bomb America? No, that's never going to happen. So, whatever. I got your plane. You got dick. Enjoy your no masks. Personally, it's a shit thing. I'm not saying he's right. I hope those masks have fucking smallpox in them now, but he can do it, and he knows that's how he's played this game the whole time, and that's why he's catching people off guard. No one knows what to do because no one knows how to deal with that. Everyone thinks that you're just going to follow these rules that they made up 70 years ago in the fucking Hague. He doesn't even know where the Hague is. He doesn't know any of this shit. He's just like, what? It's not my rules. We made a rule. I wasn't at that meeting. Sorry.
It's not my rule.
It's not my rule. I didn't make it. I wasn't there. And people don't know. They're like stunned and they don't know what to do and they just fucking let it go. Look at the whole collusion thing. I didn't do it. Yes, you did. Okay, I did. Now what? Let's all get back to work.
You guys want to throw a court case? Okay, the people who could swear against me are not allowed to testify. Now what are you going to do? Nothing. Didn't think so.
I'm starting to really appreciate his approach. I really am. Because it's get back to work. It's my fucking approach. He's like, yeah, I did that. Now what? Okay, get back to work. Whatever.
It's just insanity, though. I mean, it really is. And I think in the long run, depending how all this thing pans out, of course, but in the long run, this could end up decimating America as a country.
It can, but it probably won't, because there's a flip side to that coin. Right. There's a very optimistic side to this coin that people aren't seeing.
What's that?
You know, we've been sitting. We haven't had. Whenever you ask someone what the greatest invention is, what do they say? The printing press, or the antibiotics. They don't say anything that's been invented in the last 200 fucking years. We've been sitting. We're just stagnant. We don't invent anymore. We don't create. We just sit on what we've got. We go, this is it. Let's get fat. Watch Netflix. But, like, Skype is a really good example. Skype's been shitty since the day one. How long has Skype been around? 10 years? 15?
Long time.
And it's sucked the whole time. And people go, Skype sucks. And Skype goes, yeah, but we're the only one. So there you go. You can use it or not. And we go, what we're going to see, right? What we've really had to depend on in the last 2-3 weeks is AI. You realize how important AI is to your life. On a small level, but it's good to develop because of this. The teleconferencing, things like Zoom and Skype and shit, you're going to see a 2.0 like you've never seen before come out this year. I promise you that. With Zoom and Skype and Zencaster and all these fucking things, they're all going to be leaps and bounds of where they were this year. The next year model is going to be incredible. We're going to see all kinds of innovations come out of this fucking thing. we're going to see real invention again for the first time. And people are at home thinking about this shit. Smart people. They're at home. They got nothing better to do. They got their notepad in their hand. They're drawing something. And it's going to be fucking cool. We're going to cure cancer this year because of this shit. We're going to start seeing virtual doctors. I promise you. You're going to see like an Apple doctor. Next year, you're just going to be like better than Siri. It'll be like Siri, but like a doctor who's good at what they do. I promise you that this is the bright side of this coin is we are going to see innovation like we've never seen for the next little while. So it on one hand, yeah, you're going to see millions of bankruptcies, millions. You're going to see unemployment in numbers like we haven't seen since the Great Depression. But you're also going to see innovation and excitement about actually moving forward on things that we're just sitting on and going, Elon Musk will deal with it. Everyone's going to start handling their own shit now. And it's going to be really, really cool.
You're going to the assumption that for as long as Trump is in power, that'll happen.
No.
Do you think that's going to happen in general?
This is just going to happen because of what has happened to us. This is what people are going to sit at home coming up with. It's got nothing to do with Trump.
See, I totally see it the exact opposite. I see the whole world ending up under one government control.
No.
Privatization, individuality, gone.
No, that'll never happen.
Total control, because they're going to find out the only way to trust the end of the people is to totally control them. You're going to see the push for it, and I guarantee you're going to see that push happen.
Yeah, but the more we go online and the more we become anonymous, the more you can't control us. Online, you can't control us at all.
Yeah, but all they got to do is control that, and they can easily.
Oh no, they can't.
Very easily.
No,
they
there's
can.
already.
How many people do you know that have the ability to use the backdoor part of the web?
Me? If I can do it, anybody can do it. You can download it from fucking Google. You can download ZeroNet on Google.
You can right now.
Yeah.
That'll stop if they want.
No, it won't. Oh, you switch to Linux and you
Keep
figure
in mind,
it out
they
yourself.
can eliminate them.
Trust me, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And you can eliminate Linux. Or Linux, whatever you guys want to call it. It can't be eliminated. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of using it. That's why the darknet exists, because you can't get rid of it. It's physically impossible. So they could try, sure. They can try to tighten things up. You might be right. I think you're wrong, actually, but you could be right.
I mean, I don't say I'm not saying at all I want to be right. I don't. I want to be completely wrong on this entire thing.
I think you're going to see the European Union completely fall apart, because this is right on the ass end of Brexit. Like, if things were tenuous in the European Union before, holy fuck. Italy's never recovering. The whole union's going to be on the hook for that shit. I could see the European Union falling apart, and then governments, like even right now, governments, if they're closing their borders, which the European Union's not allowed to do, so they could fall apart, and if they do, then there's more governments than we've had to deal with in a long time. I don't see anyone. I don't see one government, because you're never gonna find five guys who agree on what one government should be.
No, but you don't need five guys who agree on that. You need one person to take over. That's all you need.
Happen. You're never going to have a world dictator. It could never happen.
I don't know. For me, I'm just seeing too many things. Because remember, one of the things that in order to create a one-power government, you need to control enough fear for the whole world to be united against that enough people would agree to it. You're never going to get everybody to, but all you need is enough. Create enough fear, and enough people would be like, because I mean, look at it right now. I can't tell you how many people are literally begging for martial law right now.
But that you got to keep in mind,
begging for it.
Yeah, in your town. People are exposed to network television news. I guarantee the majority of the population of the world isn't giving a shit. The ones that aren't actually fighting the virus, Large parts of Africa don't give a fuck about coronavirus. I guarantee.
Yeah, and large parts, and those people don't matter when it comes into world domination, anyways. They have
of course
no
they
fucking
do.
say or uprising.
When there's one government
they
trying to
don't.
take over the world, you'll see how much they matter when they come out of the sticks.
They can't even deal with their own fucking government as it is. That's dealing with rampant fucking racism of slavery.
Yeah, but that'll be gone, right? Because it'll be only one government. So that government that's oppressing them won't exist anymore.
So they finally get to be not oppressed, and they're going to revolt?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Either way, we'll see. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just say that's the way I see it. I just see it could. I could see this as being the doorway. They tried to do it with climate change. That didn't work. Next best thing, create a virus to make it work. Because now it's not just a virus. Now all of a sudden the virus is going to – not only is the virus going to second past this winter, but now it's going to keep coming back every year, twice a year. This is how they control the people. This is exactly what's being
work because too many people are already sick of it. They're going to lose control. We all have a breaking point, and history has proved it a million times. People will just say "fuck it" soon enough.
Yeah. And people are already saying "fuck it." Now they're getting charged thousands of fucking dollars at a pop.
So what? So don't pay it.
Then you end up in jail.
No, you don't.
Then
There's
what?
no debtor's prison in Canada. You can't go to jail for not paying a fine. You just have to know what's going on.
Is that actually true?
Yes.
Really?
You just gotta know what's going on. And people will,
What's it called?
I have no idea. I don't have the criminal code in front of me.
No, no. Meaning, like, what you call it, the debtor's fine?
Yeah, there's no debtors. Like in the U.S., like in Canada, you can't go to jail for not paying your taxes. That doesn't happen. It's not even a part of the act. But, so, if you don't pay a fine, what happens? Really? Go to jail. Whatever. They're going to put 36 million people in jail? There's not enough jails. They can try whatever they want, but you got to keep in mind, all of this stuff, all of this law and shit that people like to throw around, it's only on paper. It doesn't really exist if we say no. Acts and statutes aren't laws. Acts and statutes are just things that we've all agreed to adhere to because it makes society nice. But at the end of the day, it's not law and we don't have to do it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of finding the right judge to enact what is proper and what isn't. Interesting.
That's the thing. Judges and governments don't like each other. Judges want to act.
No. Some. Not all.
There's a lot of good judges out there who would be on my side if we wanted to.
That's what I'm saying. Just hope you get that good one. Hope you get one of the smart ones. And don't get like the judge that fucking allows rapists to go free just because, well, he's a good swimmer. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I have no idea what the future's going to hold. I'm terrified. I don't think that any of this, I think they're going to use a death grip on this virus as a reason to keep control over the people.
And I don't think they can. They don't have control now, and I don't think it's going to get any better than it is for them. Especially not in Canada.
It's not like we as Canadians are all that armed to fight back.
Fight
Not
back
that they
against
have an
what?
army.
They're not armed either. The Canadian military has like a first aid kit and a duffel bag full of fireworks.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Half of our military is just reservists anyway. They don't want to go.
What do we have, like 25,000?
I have something like that, probably. And it wouldn't be much of a fight, because we'd all start talking anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd get up to the front lines, we'd start talking. We'd all
Somebody would break
eventually
out a
get around to
bar.
how the fucking Leafs suck, and we just go to Tim Hortons and talk about the Leafs sucking for the afternoon. This beats the hell out of fighting, eh? Sure does.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, you've obviously have been hearing the links between coronavirus and 5G.
Yes, of course.
It's one of the big things going all over the place.
But still, you know my stance on that.
Yes, I do. Well, in the UK, some cell towers were torched because of this conspiracy theory belief. And a bunch of people ended up setting a bunch of them on fire, saying that this is how they're going to stop the COVID release.
Use your head. Do the math. It makes no fucking sense. Because 4G and 3G and 2G would have showed something. They would have had something that was a precursor to this. It makes no sense that just 5G has a virus. That's just stupid.
Eric, you're gonna love this. I had a conspiracy theorist. No, I didn't. The radio station I was listening to, the talk radio, had one of these conspiracy theorists on the radio. And this guy was like one of the guys that runs one of these websites that's all about this. No, and this is why his wording and his verbiage and his use of technology made everything sound fantastic. The person doing the interview was amazing because they said, so let me just get this thing straight. So you're saying that the reason the virus was that the reason of the virus was brought out to the people, and the reason the virus changes is because the 5G technology in these towers is what inflames the virus. And the guy's like, yes, that's what created the mutation. That's what creates this. This is why it's going to keep changing. This is why they're never going to be able to get on top. It's always going to change. It's always going to be one step ahead. It's going to be because of these networks. He goes, okay. So your whole reason for all this is because of population control in the world. He goes, that's right. This is the way of being able to eliminate. You eliminate the old and the sick first because they're the weakest links. They're the ones that cost the most money. You eliminate them first, and then there's a virus changes. You start eliminating the weak and the young so they don't grow old to be weak. And then this is how you use the virus for this. And this is why it's all done. It's for population control. The guy's like, okay. So your whole theory is all based on this whole thing is about population control is the main thing. He goes, yeah. She goes, okay, so the solution is to create a virus where everybody gets locked indoors during a condom shortage. And you don't think there's going to be a boom in babies? And the guy just pauses. He's like, well,
and the only ones you're wiping
yeah,
out
but I mean, like, it
are the
won't
ones who
like,
can't
like,
reproduce. You're leaving just a healthy population of reproducers.
Yeah, basically was sort of what he's saying. She's like, yeah, but that doesn't control the numbers. You're saying that this is about controlling the numbers. You want to eliminate a lot of the population so the numbers are easier to control. Well, how are you controlling the numbers if this? And the guy actually couldn't answer. And I'm listening to it, and I'm thinking, I'm yelling at the radio for his answers for him.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That difficult.
None of these theories add up to anything that makes sense.
No.
I'm just going to start using the counter arguments that make at least sense. Like, hey, fuck, COVID 1 through 18 didn't do anything to us.
Right?
Just use that and walk away. Do you remember 1 through 18?
Yeah.
No, we're fucking fine, aren't we? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
It's just genius. Love it. Just absolutely love it. Yeah, so there's that. In the former Soviet Republic of Turkmenistan.
I like Turkmenistan.
I've never even heard of Turkmenistan, but there it is. It exists. They have banned the media from using the word coronavirus and threatened harsh punishments for those caught talking about the global pandemic. They're not even allowed to even say the word in the media.
And that's why you know so much about Turkmenistan, because that's
right?
that's their big way of dealing with shit. It's illegal to talk about. That doesn't mean it's not fucking happening.
It's
well, we just don't talk about
also
it.
That's all that matters. Don't talk about it. They've also forbidden people from wearing a face mask under the threat of jail time. So yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Well, for all the good that masks do, I don't care about that one.
Yeah, plainclothes police officers reportedly listen to people's conversations in lines and bus stops and buses. If they hear anything of you mentioning these terms, they will. That's it. You're going to get thrown in jail. I'd love to tell you the name of this guy, the president's name. I'm gonna try to butcher it. President Gerbanguly. That's his first name. Oh wow, that's a weird last name. Berdimuhamedovo.
These fucking ass backwards countries. These are the countries that our fucking app got rejected by. Oh God, I gotta pass the ratings system in 142 different countries, right? So maybe it's PG here, but in fucking Turkmenistan it's X-rated. Because we say coronavirus too much. You know, I don't fucking know in Turkmenistan. I got to know this shit. I don't pass Google's fucking 142 different countries. And these are the kind of countries we're dealing with. These are the world leaders that we're so scared are going to take power over us. Are you fucking kidding me? People who think coronavirus, if we just don't talk about it, it's illegal to talk about. Yeah, well, 2,000 people died last night. Don't talk about it. That doesn't make it go away. We're not. This isn't a boogeyman under the bed.
This is the same guy who actually, before the actual talk of banning these words, he offered a book that he wrote on herbal remedies that would be useful in combating the virus.
Hey, you know what? Nobody talks about how Trump called it a hoax for the first fucking month.
Oh, everybody talks about that, but everybody argues it, saying, well, he didn't call it a hoax. He said that the Democrats would create a hoax.
Birdie Numnums. His name is Gerbanguly Birdie Numnums.
That's one fuck of a long last name.
That name goes perfect with that face. If I just saw that face and never, I would guess that that's what his name was. Like if there was a thing matched the name to the face, that's Gerbanguly right there.
That's Gerbanguly.
That guy is. That's a new fucking word. That's my new word. That guy is totally Gerbanguly. That is a Gerbanguly motherfucker. That's my new word. That's it for the year. That dude is fucking Gerbanguly. What does Gerbanguly mean? Oh, you know. You fucking know when a dude's Gerbanguly.
Only those in the loop will know.
How was her vagina fucking Gerbanguly? What?
That's just so good.
Birdie Mahamdow. You know, it's probably like Bermdow or something like easy. You know, like fucking Ingayan, and it's
easy to actually say.
What's your name? Oh yeah, it's
Steve.
It's Gary Burroughs. I know it's spelled real weird. My parents were hippies. My name's Gary Burroughs. I don't know why they spelled it like that.
Racists.
All right, Gerbanguly.
So there you go. So for Gerbanguly is saying
you can use that for whatever. It's got that big Gerbanguly hanging off of it. Yeah, it works for anything.
It really does. This one I'm still trying to figure out. This just came out not that long. This only came out a few hours ago. The Bronx Zoo has tested a tiger that is now positive for coronavirus.
That gets this. Oh,
now, so many things about this are just strange. Number one, it's already been overtly stated and proven that this cannot be contracted from animal to human or human to animal.
So even if what are you going to do to the tiger? Lock him in a cage and make him not see his family? Guess what?
Well, here's the thing, though. It doesn't even affect, because they're saying that we've tested the cat of abundance of caution, though they've experienced some increase in appetite. The cats are otherwise doing well. They're bright, they're alert, they're interactive with the keepers. It's not affecting these things in the slightest.
Well, thanks for the update, Chet. Hey, yeah, it turns out that...
But here's the thing, though.
Tigers that have coronavirus don't affect coronavirus. What the fuck is this in the news for? Who gives a shit then? What is the point of printing a story about this?
Because it's COVID related. That's all that matters. Here's the thing, though. What is the zoo doing using these tests on an animal? When
it's
they have
only
people
celebrities that
begging
can
to
get
getting
them.
these.
Celebrities and animals.
But apparently, it's celebrities and animals. Apparently, animals are part of that thing too, and they're testing them on a regular basis. And it's like, so you guys get an abundance of them.
Sure,
but fuck me if I can, right? Thank you, Greta. You little slut.
It makes just like that story. What purpose does that story serve? We tested the fucking the tigers got coronavirus and nothing's gonna happen and everything's fine. Well, thanks for wasting the fucking front page of the news on that shit. What the fuck?
Pure fear. That's all it is.
It's so ridiculous now. Here's a story about Corona. What? Nothing?
But now they're saying, because with this story, they're going to use this now to say, now you can't have pets because your pets you're going to give it to your pets. So you need to isolate from your pets, which means you can't walk your dog anymore. Which means
it's not a pet; it's a service animal. Get fucked.
No, can't take care of them either. They're not supposed to be near you anymore.
They're never going to say that. You're leaping. You're connecting dots that they want you to connect. You're falling for it. There's no. I'm not saying.
What I'm saying is they're going to use. They can use this as an example of what could be done.
Yeah, but they can't, and that can't be done. They can't say, because that would kill agriculture. Because if you take away pets, you have to take away animals. You take away animals, you have to take away agriculture. They're not going to do that.
Exceptions to every rule.
There's no exceptions to this one.
There's always exceptions. Everything has an exception here.
Well, if everything has an exception, then it's impossible to have a one-world government.
But there's the exception to every rule.
And the exception to every rule he makes.
The same exception that gives you the right to say that is the same exception that gives me the right to say it. Plain and simple.
Oh, you can say it all you want. I'm just saying, don't sit around holding your breath waiting for it to happen.
Oh, I never said I was. I just said, this is what I could see happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to. I never said I wanted to see it happen. I never said I wanted it to happen. Or that this will happen.
No, you said you're terrified, though. And I'm saying...
I'm terrified that somebody's going to make the move that they're going to try to make that happen.
Yeah, it's not. That story
now
makes me very angry.
Let's move on that one.
What a fucking waste of my life.
A guy from New Mexico. This is just, again, fear works very well. A guy in New Mexico came home from work with a 4-pack of beer, pissed off because he did not qualify for the stimulus check. So he turned around and threw gasoline on his disabled wife and attempted to light her on fire.
Yeah, no, he'd been planning that for a while.
Yeah, he just needed the excuse.
That can of gas has been sitting beside his recliner for months. Every time she comes out of the kitchen, he's fucking thinking about it. You just give him a reason. Part.
He pulled out a cigarette and tried to light it several times, but was unsuccessful because the gasoline had gotten onto the lighter.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
A thing that a single spark could set it off wouldn't spark because it was covered in the thing that can ignite it.
That's how gasoline works. It's not very combustible unless it's pressurized. It's really kind of fucked. But you got to be a certain type of special from New Mexico to make all this work.
I love that story so much.
Yeah, no. If anyone,
so good.
Anyone who goes to the extreme of lighting their wife on fire by dousing her with gasoline, that shit is not spontaneous. That is premeditated every time.
Yeah.
No one just thought of that.
Yeah. No, that doesn't just pop into your head.
Strangle, maybe.
Yeah, so he's
hit her
being
with
charged.
something I could see, sure. If you hit her with like the remote control and she died, or he choked her to death, sure, that could be. But no, he got gasoline and went to the liar.
You don't go to the store, come back with a 4-pack of beer, set the beer down, then grab the gasoline and light her on fire. That just no. He needed that beer for afterwards. Like we already know. That's why he got it. It's just insane. So he's being charged with attempted murder, kidnapping, and aggravated battery against a household member. So
the automatic penalty should be you have to walk through the coronavirus on your way to your cell. That should just be like while you're waiting for court. That's the thing. They just they spray you with that like delouser and shit so that you're clean when you go to jail. They just fucking shit you with coronavirus and that's it. They just sit in jail and they go, I don't know what happened. Weird.
Stick him in what do they call that? Isolation. Just leave him there.
If we're going to use this to control population, let's get rid of, prisons are overcrowded. We could take care of that. No problem. Send in one dude. Just get one death row guy that's going to die next week from lethal injection and go, hey, I got a deal for you. Before you go, all you got to do is sniff this rag and then go walk through that jail about 10 times and come out.
Shake hands with every guy. Say goodbye to him.
Yeah, just go say goodbye to all your friends. We'll give you 2 last meals. And they'll fucking
whatever
do it too.
you want.
That last meal is everything.
We'll even get you a chick to fuck. We don't care.
Why wouldn't you do that? Just go find some suicidal guy and fucking, this is the perfect opportunity to get rid of people. If that's really what they were doing, then they're going about it very, very badly.
Yeah, I mentioned this next story to Eric off the air, so I'm going to bring it up now just because it's funny. A man in Russia has shot 5 people dead for talking too loudly outside his house in the early evening. I'm crying. That's so good. Investigators say the man initially complained to the group from his balcony. An argument broke out, so he went and grabbed his hunting rifle, shot 4 men and 1 woman. Each one died of their injuries on the spot. This has happened about 10 o'clock on Saturday night.
And subsequently, Trump just gave him American citizenship for that. He said, you look like a real American, son. Here you go.
Right. Good aim. You took care of 5 people that you let them run away.
You're killing like an American.
Well done, sir.
You're an inspiration.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Your lifetime NRA membership card. Welcome to the club, Rusky. Fuck.
Oh, it was just so fucking amazing.
That's the other side of what you're going to see. You're going to see people afraid, and then you're going to see people start to think that human life is just fucking worthless. Whatever. Let's start torturing our wives. Let's all start shooting our neighbors. Why not? If anything, this just puts us all so... Yeah, right? We're all so worried about our own mortality right now. We realize it could end at any minute, so why not just fucking do it? We're all like, whatever cop it is in whatever movie, like Mel Gibson in fucking Lethal Weapon or whatever, where he grabs the gun and puts it to his head. Like, he grabs your gun and holds it to his head and goes, do it! Fucking do it! We're all that guy right now. We're like, whatever. We're going to get corona anyway. Fucking, let's go. Let's take 5 people out before we go. That's what your fear is going to get you. Media, people. This is what you're going to create. And you're the first ones to go. If I think that the world's ending and I'm going to go on a killing spree, I'm going straight to global news first of all.
Yeah, fucking right.
I'm taking out a few people who have lied to me a lot over the years. I'm not saying who, Madriga.
Not saying it all. Just,
And CSIS people who are listening in, because I keep talking about Corona, this show is just comedy. I'm not going to kill anyone at Global News. Please don't burst into my house tonight.
Burst in the house after he moves out.
Oh, God, yeah.
That should be funny.
No, CSIS does not want to mess with my mother. Trust me. I don't care what CSIS size up their sleeve. It's no competition for my mother.
The second last thing that I have, in Pennsylvania on Saturday, Friday night, Saturday morning. Well, technically Saturday morning, so it's 5 a.m. Saturday morning. Firefighters responded to a call about a man being assaulted in the woods out in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, and they ended up discovering about 100 young people partying in violation of the state's coronavirus stay-at-home order. When they arrived, some were passed out in vehicles, laying on top of one another. Some were still upright, going strong. What I don't understand, and again, this all comes down to parenting. When your state is under a stay-at-home order, when you're told we need everybody to stay at home, businesses are being shut down and affected, you can't go out, and these parents are just going, no, I'll let my kids go out.
Yeah. Well, have you seen parents these days? Parents don't say no to their kids. You can't, because if you say no to your kids,
so
that's
useless.
like assault. Saying no to your kids is like assault and battery now. You're not allowed to. So, fuck, what are you going to do? You can't discipline your kids. You'll go to jail. That you'll actually go to jail for. You're not allowed to discipline. You're not even allowed to give them grades anymore. You can't even tell them they're doing badly. Like, what the fuck? You're in 7th grade and you don't know how to fucking read. I can't give you an F, but you're retarded. You need to stay and learn more. Like, no, you can't. So if you can't tell them that, then you sure as fuck can't tell them stay home.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. I got nothing. It's just fucking.
Parents are like, what are they supposed to do, really? You can get in trouble for anything. You look at your kid the wrong way, and you're doing something psychological to him.
Yep. No, it's true. It's pathetic, but it's true. There's no getting around it. It's true. It's fucked, but it's true.
Oh, it's totally fucked. I'm not saying it's right by any means. It's ridiculous. And these are the people that are going to be taking care of us when we're old. No, they're not.
They're not going to take care. They're going to abandon your ass so fucking fast.
Yeah, if you're like our age, if you're anywhere near 50, if 50's even on your fucking dashboard somewhere, be afraid. Just start preparing now to look after yourself till the end times, because there's no one there that's qualified to take care of us. 20 years from now, it's going to be like fucking monkeys. Everyone's going to be like Tarzan, running around half-clothed, just fucking drooling. And Siri's not going to work anymore, and they're going to be fucking lost. They're not going to have a clue what to do. They have no idea. Yeah, but certainly not, like, taking care of elders is going to be the last thing on their fucking minds. Like, the zombie apocalypse, if you want to call it that, no, it's just the degeneration of us. It's not going to be zombies. It's just going to be kids who had shitty parents and no letter grades in school.
Yeah.
Just prepare right now. Start doing some sit-ups. Try to be a healthy older person, because no one is going to be qualified to help you. Hopefully they still have this 1 hour in the morning for grocery shopping.
It's okay, because this virus is just going to keep going around anyway. It's just going to keep eliminating old people as soon as they hit 60
Perfect.
anyway. So.
That means I will still get my 1 hour at Save On Foods where the rest of the customers aren't allowed in. So great. Finally, my dream. I get to shop by myself. I can't wait till I'm old enough for that rule to count. Right now, I don't know if you guys are doing that here. We've got that here in a few stores. The store where I work is doing it. I've already said where I work. Fuck, it doesn't matter. Where the first hour of the day, you have to be 65 or over. And then that way they're like safe and they can get home before the virus comes out. If they still have that rule in 25 years, I'll be happy.
Oh my God!
That's one thing we're going to have to look at under an Eric and Gord government is which of the coronavirus rules I'm going to keep and which I'm going to eliminate. I'm keeping the 1 hour where I get to shop by myself rule. And that'll be countrywide. That'll be a federal rule. All stores in the country have to shut down for 1 hour so I can shop. Doesn't matter what city I'm in or where I'm. Everything stops while I shop.
Even if whether I'm in the store or not, you shut down.
If I'm shopping in Vancouver, everything in Halifax better shut the fuck down.
That's genius. That's just genius. I'm voting for Eric.
Thank you.
This is so good.
Social distancing. I love it. I'm an arm's length guy. Like I said, I love the arm's length rule. Nothing bugs me more than close talkers. So that's one I'll keep too. The 6 foot thing, I love it. Stay 6 feet away. If you're not going to make out with me or hand me money, 6 feet is just fine.
If you're not going to make out with me or give me money, get away from me. Oh, that's so good. Oh my God. Other than that, I'm out. I got nothing else.
I have nothing to.
I did happen to come across, by the way, before you go on, I did find something. It's an article here by the BBC.
Oh, good.
Saying 5 superpowers ruling the world in 2050. It's actually a listing of who the 5 countries would be that would rule the entire planet.
I'm putting Turkmenistan on that list.
It's China, India, where are we going here? China, India, Brazil, Mexico,
What?
and Nigeria.
Okay, Nigeria I'll almost bite, but the rest of those countries aren't doing shit.
Well, China makes sense.
I think China's
China
due
makes
for a
sense.
massive revolution. As soon as people in China start understanding what's going on outside of China, China's fucked.
Yeah, I guess the trick is trying to keep them that way, I guess, so they don't know. But India makes no sense. They still live in huts. And Brazil, come on.
What's India? How is India going to take over the world? Really? These are people where they send their brightest, their doctors, engineers, physicists over here to fucking drive our Uber cars. And we go, your degree's not good here. And they go, oh, that sucks. I guess I'll be a cabbie. What the fuck? You imagine if you told one of us, like someone from North America, that their degree was no good somewhere else? Holy shit, you'd hear them yelling across the Atlantic. No one would just shrug and go, yeah, I guess that's the thing, and fucking go work at a grocery store. Hell no. We would be calling lawyers and CNN and fucking Nancy Grace and whoever and going, look, they said my degree doesn't count. But these people are going to take over the world. We go, hey, I'm a fucking surgeon. No, you're not. Oh, I guess I'm not. Like, that's They're going to take over. I'm not
Then
worried
what
about
are you
them
doing
taking over the
here?
world. They can't even fucking... They don't argue with that. We're fine. But I'm a doctor. Yeah, well, right now you're a doctor who's taking out the garbage or you're fired. Fuck. No, they're not. They're not. They're fine. I still give it to Turkmenistan and Nigeria. I'll give you those ones. You never know what the fuck a Nigerian's going to do.
No, that's very true. So this is mainly...
That's a poker face.
This is talking about... yeah. This is talking about basically who's going to have the largest economy by 2050.
Well,
It's labeled as one thing to find superpowers and who's going to take over, but no, it's not about that. It's just who's going to have the strongest economy.
Yeah, but that's because everything's based on the American dollar, and the American dollar is going to collapse to the point where it's more worthless than, like, Canadian Tire money is going to be higher than the American dollar soon. And then, they'll have the strongest economy, but your economy is based on plastic from the ocean and sheep wool. You know, the economy is going to change to the point where having the strongest economy isn't going to really, when we're all just trading dirt and shells and full pairs of dentures are going to be worth their weight in gold. Because we're all going to be decrepit and have no teeth and fucking weird people, Mad Max world type people. So your economy is going to be based on fucking shit. And then, then all these shitty countries have the strongest economy. It makes sense.
It kind of does, but yeah.
You know, guess what? Antarctica's got no money right now. If we make snow into money, they're fucking rich. That's how economies work.
I think they should start making spaces between people worth money than Canada.
They might as well. It's just as tangible as money.
Yes,
why
Russia.
not? It's like
exactly.
You can change the economy just like that. That's what. Hey, guess what? Your colored paper's not worth anything anymore. Now llamas are worth more. That's our currency is llamas. So anyone with llamas, you're a millionaire now, and anyone with money, you're not. And then that's just how the world is. Like, that's really what you could do that. And it doesn't matter. That's what the economy is. It's fucking fake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all made up. Completely made up. Makes no sense whatsoever.
So, yeah, I can see that if that's what the article's saying. Like, these 5 countries will have the most, the most of whatever they have. Yeah, they will. Because we've all based ours on America's. So we're fucked as soon as they go downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. That's just fucked.
Everything is right on track. When we first started the show, I said what we were witnessing is the decline of the American empire. And it's all going according to plan. It wasn't going to happen overnight, but we're seeing the slow unraveling of that country. Mm-hmm. And we're going to feel the ripple effect very soon.
Yep. No, you're not fucking lying. You really aren't.
And it's up to us, that's the problem. When you're reading these articles going, oh, China's going to take over. Why? Just because the fucking media says so. If we all told China to get fucked, what are they going to do? Nothing. So don't listen to the goddamn media. I can't stress that enough. All we do is we listen to these news stories and we take them as fucking gospel. The only reason China is powerful at all is because other people say they are. It's the emperor's new clothes. They're not powerful. We're just as powerful as they are. The media has us convinced somehow that China's powerful. Why? Because they sell us shitty stuff? Doesn't give them power. Tell them we're not buying their shit anymore tomorrow. See what happens. Nothing.
Canadian people as it stands cannot afford to buy purely Canadian product.
Yes, but we could if we just shut down the border and lowered the fucking prices. Again, that's a thing. The prices are made up. We make those prices, so we lower them, and we say, we're not buying internationally anymore. And then we can afford it. Because production would have to go up massively. Production would have to increase massively, which would make the cost drop massively. It's simple math.
Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but you got to admit there's one big thing that China has that Canada doesn't. China
Chinese
can
people.
give people 30 cents a day. Canada cannot.
It doesn't matter. Because
That's a cost. They don't have to pay their workers benefits. Canada does. That's a cost.
That's a cost that we can afford that cost if we're not dealing with all this international bullshit. If we just shut our borders and go, hey, this is different now. We don't need to base our salaries on what American salaries are. We come up with our own salaries based on our own individual economy. All those things don't have to cost what they cost. They only cost that way because people will pay it because other people say so. If we just don't do that, then it's up to us. If something's $20 today and I become prime minister and I say tomorrow it's $1, then it's a fucking dollar. And then you can afford it. We adjust accordingly. Everything's got ridiculous. Look at your fucking pharmaceuticals and the markup on those.
Yeah.
What if we just said, no, Canada's going to make our own pharmaceuticals from now on, and we're going to make them at a price that Canadians can afford, and that's just that. And anyone making them, their rent is going to be adjusted according to their wage, and we will adjust gas prices according to what everybody can afford, and we just do it on our own. And then you realize that, yes, the economy is fake, and we just make it up as we go along. And we could make it up to actually benefit us if there wasn't greedy motherfuckers running the country.
How do you get innovation of new product if you don't have money to invest in it?
We don't need to invest in anything. We're totally self-sufficient. What do we need to invest in? We all pitch in and build a factory because we need something. What do we need innovation for if we're shutting down the world? You think China? No innovation is coming out of China.
Well, you can't say that all innovation is coming out of Canada either.
No, it's not. But if we don't deal with the rest of the world, then it would be. Then the only thing that would matter is what's in Canada.
You would stop production of everything. Like, the advancement of the world would cease for like 100 years.
That's fine.
Until everything.
Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight, but yes, things would cease to advance in the way they advance now. Absolutely. But this whole money thing is fake.
It said no more advancements in pharmaceuticals, no more advancements in machinery. All of that would stop.
Why? Why would smart people who want to help people just stop helping? Why? They wouldn't.
Because there's no
one invents a cancer drug.
Anything to get the stuff done.
You don't need to get anything. You don't need for anything. The government has enough money that we all don't have to do. We don't have to be sweating and paying what we're paying. So if we made everything affordable, people who want to help are still going to want to help. People who want to invent are still going to want to invent. Nobody ever invented anything thinking it was going to make them rich. People invent shit because they want to. They want to be the guy that invented something. That's not going to change. You will always have Einsteins of the world, even in Canada.
I get what you're saying. I think it's a beautiful idea. Would love, and I mean love, to see it come to fruition. I would love it. It would be a beautiful thing. Eliminate money altogether because you don't need it.
Not eliminate it altogether.
Everything could
just revalue it so people can afford to live.
Yeah.
And get rid of banks, for sure. Change the fucking banking
That's
system,
a guarantee.
Which keeps us broke and keeps us enslaved to who? To the banks. Really, who runs this fucking banks. Country? It's not Trudeau. It's the goddamn 5 banks.
Yep. No, I agree.
Why do mortgages cost so much? Because the bank fucking says so. There's no other reason.
No, you're right.
It's the same thing. It's my joke about going to the fucking dentist. It's all the same. Why do you go to the dentist twice a year? Because he fucking tells you to. That's it. There's no other reason. It's people wrote something down and we all went, yeah, that sounds good. We better do that.
But why is it cost now? Oh, wait, we got to create a word for that. Let's call it inflation.
The owner's manual on your car. You got to change your oil at 5,000 kilometers. Or what? Absolutely nothing.
No, you don't.
Trust me. Nothing happens.
I can't tell you how many people I know that have gone fucking so far beyond that. It's like, what's the big deal?
But
car still works.
Because they wrote it into your fucking lease agreement that if you don't do it, your warranty's expired. Ew. You know what happens if your warranty expires? You're stuck with a fucking perfectly good car for the rest of your life. So fuck. What are you so worried about?
The warranty, which is virtually impossible to fucking get anyways.
Right? Especially now. Say kiss warranties and shit goodbye. Oh no, that got corona'd.
That got corona'd.
Any like rewards points and all that kind of shit. Anything you used to get, that's all fucking Gerbanguly now.
Gerbanguly.
Don't be looking for that stuff. But yeah, see, it's simple. It's you would need enough people to agree that greed is stupid. But if you devalue wealth, then there wouldn't be greedy people anymore. And really, we could all be wealthy. If you just set the bar of wealthy differently, then we're all wealthy. And it's easy.
Yeah.
You would notice a very little change in the world. If everything was just affordable tomorrow, all you would notice is happy people that weren't stressed out. And you would notice a lot of rich people being grumpy.
Yeah.
But if it keeps going the other way, you're going to see a lot of grumpy rich people too, because the poor people are going to fucking revolt. Keep taking shit away. Keep drive people until they've got nothing to lose, and you won't like the result. Ask Russia. Ask fucking Turkmenistan.
Let's see what happens in this short period of time after this bullshit goes on.
All these countries around the world that take everything away from their people and force them to stay home and impose martial law, and their governments are stable for 2 weeks at a fucking time.
That's true. It's true.
And then you think we're going to try to do it here? No. You just ask Gerbanguly how it's working out for him. Hey, how do oppressing your people work out? How'd keep them at home and martial law? Oh, I was president. Now I live in shoebox.
Now I live in shoebox. I'm not happy.
It was good. Now not so much. Trump stole my plane.
Yes, exactly. Trump stole my plane. I got nothing now.
It was all Trump. Nah, you'll see. It's all going to be fine, kids. That's the thing. We're all going to be fine. You know what happened after the fucking flu in 1918? We swept up, we buried the dead, and we went on with life. That's what we're going to do now. We're going to sweep up, we're going to bury the dead, and we're going to move on to the next fucking thing that's going to kill us next year. Don't let the news scare the fucking life out of you. God, does nobody remember Y2K?
Dude, that was so terrifying.
It was this scary, though.
No, it wasn't even. Everybody knew that shit was that fucking shit was a joke. Nobody was fucking.
SARS was gonna kill us all. Fuck, AIDS was gonna kill us all 20 years ago.
Yeah, Ebola almost killed us all a couple of years ago.
Oh, there was 3 cases in Vernon. Statistically, you still got a better chance of getting eaten by a shark. So fucking worry about that. If you're gonna worry about something cool. You know, look at that dude. You don't want to be the guy in 10 years who fucking stressed out about coronavirus his whole life and fucking social distanced and kept away from people, and then one day he's walking through the woods and a fucking 4-foot tree falls out of nowhere and kills him. He's going to feel like a fucking moron for worrying about coronavirus every day.
That's so true.
Maybe if you weren't so worried about coronavirus, you would have read something about trees, you fucking knob.
When a tree falls, don't run its length away. Run to the side.
That shit you're not going to hear if you're just thinking about corona all the time. You're not thinking about trees or lightning or bees or any of the really scary shit.
Oh, it's so good.
And
well, that's probably, you know what, Eric?
Sorry?
I was going to say, of all the things that we've ever talked about on the show, I have to say, that dude with the tree was hands down one of my favorites.
It was pretty good. Hey, speaking of our favorites...
That was one of the greatest news story I've ever seen.
Gord and I are changing our production schedule yet again. As we work our way through Season 3, we're going to test out things that are working for working guys who want to keep doing this podcast for you guys because we love talking to you. That little bit of interaction we get with you is fucking awesome. Please keep it up. You get a pen, you get a postcard. You're going to get free shit this year if you just talk to us. You don't even have to talk nicely. Point being, we're switching up our production schedule, and I was going to roll out a show called What If It's Friday, where, because I spend most of my weekends sitting around listening to me and Gord, so I thought, hey, why don't you guys join me? We'll just listen together. I've decided to expand that slightly, and instead of just doing the best of the week, I'm just going to go through our archive, which is literally like 1,300 hours or something ridiculous. 220 some odd episodes now. I'm going to go through them all. I'm going to listen to my best bits, the parts that I like best, and I'm going to record them, and I'm going to make a podcast out of them so that when Gord and I aren't talking to each other, you can hear some of the best of our shit, and it is good. So you can look for that anytime you're looking for us. I'll come up with a catchy name for it so they, you know. But, yeah, we're going to put together a little greatest hits show for you guys. Just so that's Eric and Gord all the time. 24/7 if you need it. Which you can get
all
right
Eric
now.
and Gord all the time.
All Eric and Gord all the time. Listening just got better.
Didn't think you could hear enough of us? Guess again.
Holy, a bunch of stuff is screwy on my computer. I was just going to try to play something, but it's not going to work. Anyway, stay tuned for that. If you want to look awesome, and you can't go buy nice clothes at the store right now because no one wants to wait in a line, go to ericandgordstuff.com where you can buy wicked Eric and Gord stuff delivered to your house in like 5 days. Easy peasy. Wicked hoodies, t-shirts. There's frisbees you can buy. There's some coffee cups. Every order right now that I get comes with a pen and a postcard for you. And this pen is outstanding. So ericandgordstuff.com.
Dope.
Support the podcast and look fucking awesome doing it. We would really appreciate it. That's about it. We are going to be back, I guess. I don't know. What's the plan? Tomorrow and what? I don't know.
Start with tomorrow, and I'll let you know because I'll find out tomorrow what's going on with my work, if I'm still employed or not. So
it's possible, kids, we might be having greatest hits till Friday. We're thinking about going like a Thursday, Friday. I think that was the plan. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Or was
that
it
might be
Friday,
the plan.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Was that the plan?
I
don't remember.
No, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Friday,
Anyway,
Saturday,
we're going to switch it up a little bit this week. So if there's a gap in the week, don't be scared. We're not going anywhere. We didn't get corona'd. Our schedule is going to be a little bit Gerbanguly for a while.
We didn't get corona'd. Oh, man. Dude, I'm not feeling well. I think I'm corona'd.
I think I got corona'd. I'll be saying that forever, too. Because now you can do that. You can do that for at least the next 2 years. I got to go home. Why? Might be corona. And people go, oh, yeah, you better go home.
Yeah, you better go home. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, go home.
I might have it. How do you know I don't? Right? You don't. You want to take that chance?
Prove it.
You want to be the boss who took a chance and then we had to start all this shit over again? Really? You want to be that guy? See you on payday.
See you when I decide to show up.
I don't recommend it, kids, but you could.
Hey,
you could, and you'd get away with it too.
You definitely could.
And if you do, please, for the love of God, you have to email me and tell me if you do this. I need to know the story of it if you do this. It's Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina at gmail.com. Or go to ericandgord.live, and there's like 8 different contact pages you can fill out, and just tell me that you did this, and I'll give you my paycheck for the rest of the year.
I would never agree to that. I'm not giving it my paycheck for nothing. We don't have enough as it is.
I would give my paycheck just to hear Morgan Freeman say,
Titty sprinkles.
That's right.
Titty sprinkles. Oh, good. It's just so good.
Oh, life is good, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. I wish there was more news to offer you guys, but in the meantime, you get some funny, I hope.
Yeah.
So we're going to be back in probably about 23 hours, maybe a little earlier, to do this again for you. Write, email, tell your friends, and take care of each other.
Buy stuff from us.
And that.
Please buy stuff from us.
Now,
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.